Everybody, I'm here with the Special Purpose Marine Airgun Task Force. I want to say hey to everybody back home in Texas and have a good Veterans Day.
All right, welcome back. Fox Sports salutes Veterans Day. Whitlock and Wiley, LeVar Arrington, and TJ Husmanzada are back. Let's move to Monday Night Football, where the 49ers host the Seahawks tonight in a huge showdown of division foes and big-name quarterbacks. Russell Wilson has been leading the MVP conversation for much of the year, carrying the Seahawks to a 7-2 start. Jimmy Garoppolo, meanwhile, has been more of a game manager, with San Francisco's defense leading the way through the most of their undefeated season. Question is, will Jimmy G outplay Russell Wilson tonight? Jimmy G played well in his last game.
Woo, don't blink. His best game this year he's coming off of. But I say no. Only way the Seahawks win, and I expect the Seahawks to at least put up a great fight, is if Russell Wilson balls out. So I think you just got to go through Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson will win the numbers comparison, even if his team loses.
It's an unfair fight here because Russell Wilson is going against the #1 defense, and Jimmy G is going against the 25th ranked defense. And so can he outshine Russell? Possibly. I still expect Russell to get off just because he's that good, but it's an unfair fight. Jimmy G has a much easier path.
Yeah, and I think Jimmy G gets it done because of that. I think that this Niners defense will have the answer to slow down Russell Wilson enough and slow down enough where Jimmy Garoppolo has better numbers than Russell Wilson in the game.
Yeah, I think this is a bad matchup for Russell Wilson. And I'm talking about San Francisco's front four in particular. I think they're going to eat up Seattle's offensive line. I don't have high hopes for Russell Wilson and Seattle tonight. I expect to come in here tomorrow and Marcel's, I told you Lamar Jackson was the MVP. Russell Wilson threw 2 interceptions last night.
You already know.
That's 8 now right there. That's a good deal right there.
It's just one game. It's a bad matchup. I do expect Jimmy G played very well in his last game. I expect to see that to continue. I think Jimmy G outplays Russell Wilson. What I'm hoping to see, though, is a Seattle upset. I'm hoping that somehow Jadeveon Clowney and the Seattle defense shows me something. They haven't done much.
Seattle can make a difference now with Josh Gordon on the outside, DK Metcalf on the outside.
There's familiarity.
There's those guys.
Familiarity.
Josh Gordon's in the new scenario.
Yeah, but I'm saying between the two teams, there is a familiarity. And if you're looking at the dominance, that still belongs to the Seahawks. There could be an air of dominance that says, we don't care how good your defense is right now. We don't care how good y'all are. We're still going to come in here and hit y'all on the mouth.
We're going to sun you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want everyone to give respect to Jimmy G, who we want to put a label of game manager on this guy, where he's really fighting through that injury and the plant-led confidence that you're starting to see. His best game was his last game. As he figures out how confident I could be in my body, but more importantly, what is necessary for me to help this team continue to succeed. So I got respect for the way he's playing the game, that balancing effect. Because I know he has more in him, but he's like, why flex right now when things are going so well?
But a lot of it is, too, you look at Shanahan, look at his father's offense. They are a run-centric offense. They want to run the ball. So Jimmy G can just be a product of how Kyle Shanahan wants to run his offense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to control the clock. We're going to play action. They haven't had to really unleash Jimmy G. And so that remains to be seen whether they have to.
The thing that could happen, again, Russell Wilson's buttoned up, going to follow the game plan, going to improvise when appropriate. Jimmy G's not buttoned up. Jimmy G could get out here and try to do too much. Big Monday Night Football game. That's the way, that's the path for Seattle. If Jimmy G makes some mistakes, he is quick to throw into coverage. There is a path for Seattle to get in this game. I just don't expect them to take it. All right, Darnell, did anyone win the Super 6 this weekend?
No jackpot winners, Whitlock, but there was one lucky fan walked away 5 G's richer. And the only game they missed was the Falcons blowing out the Saints. So be sure you download the Fox Sports Super 6 app and play for free for a chance to win.
I'll have to say this, with the Whitlock personal Super 6 didn't go well either. Coming up, we'll give you our latest approval ratings for Jason Garrett, and Uncle Jimmy explains why Dak Prescott needs a coach who can teach him how to dance. Dance! Welcome back. Uncle Jimmy's here to help us talk about Jason Garrett's approval rating.
You get off. Oh.
All right, brother. First, Jimmy Edwards or Jimmy X. Anyway, who's your big W?
Jimmy X.
Jimmy X.
You know, we try to exist in a state of vainglories. Nonetheless, big dummy of the day goes to the person who once again made the grand announcement. I got a sixth sense. I'm here to confirm. After 7 years of being with you on holidays, you got an 8th and 9th sense, bud. We lost track last year.
That's cold. How many plates? 8.
Hey, man, he eat cold chitlins.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
bad.
All right, let's talk some Jason Garrett, who made some terrible decisions in crunch time last night as the Cowboys lost to the Vikings. After starting 3-0, Dallas is now 5-4 and in danger of missing the playoffs. Marcellus, do you think this is Garrett's last season in Dallas?
No, I think he's a stabilizing force. Since he's been there, 4th in terms of wins in the NFC. And then you have a quarterback who has the 2nd most wins since he's been the quarterback of your franchise. It's stabilized. Will they...
If they miss the playoffs, he comes back. He's got no contract.
I know he has no contract, but Jason Garrett is going to look at it more than just trying to get top dollar. I think the circumstances fit him. And if you let him go, you'll see how tough it is to manage these personalities.
I'd fire him and bring in Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin ain't leaving Pittsburgh. He over there overachieving now. What we going to do?
All right, Uncle Jimmy, you have a take on Jason Garrett and his meltdown last night?
First of all, I'd like to say, excuse me, my brother being in possession of much bodily mass. But can you explain to me how you went all day long and not discuss the fact that for the first time in NFL history, each and every one of the black quarterbacks or black coaches went undefeated? That's right. Each and every 2 of them.
Brian Flores and Mike Tomlin.
Listen, Linda.
Is that it?
If Dak Prescott would have had him a black coach last night, instead of that little ginger-haired Ivy League oppressor, Jason Garrett, whoa.
Colonizer.
I believe.
Look, he would have known better than to drift down the snow-covered path to exploitation, subjugation, and mass inflammation. Look here, man, I'm trying to tell y'all, Deion Sanders was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys last night.
Oh,
he was, or he...
If I'm telling you, if prime time Deion Sanders was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys last night, he would have shined in prime time.
Deion...
And they would have put the call out because Dak would have balled out.
Ooh, okay, well, here we go.
Deion wants to be
I'm
Florida
trying to
State.
tell you, man, listen to me, my brothers. This is a problem.
Different team.
Black quarterbacks need a coach that they can relate to. And look, man, it's hard to relate to a coach that ain't never once smoked a blunt. It's just like you, Brother Whitlock. Look, if you would have had a black coach in your younger days, you would have been able to give up your love of pig's feet and white women, thus making you being a more productive member of the movement today.
Wow.
Dak Prescott need him a black coach like that brother LeVar got in Baltimore.
Lamar.
Like that brother LeVar Jackson got in Baltimore.
John Harbaugh's not black.
John Harbaugh.
He's not black.
He ain't black.
He may not be black, but he damn sure coach like he do. Huh? Bottom line, John Harbaugh learned the dance from Ray Lewis. And that's what you saw from LeVar last night.
Where you go?
Ha! Tiptoeing all over them little young Thundercats from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Now, who would you rather have teaching you to dance? John Harbaugh? Or that howdy-doody looking little red-haired stepchild, Jason Garrett, teaching you to do the what's that called? The cowboy cha-cha slide.
Hey, that's fire, though. I give
He needs to be getting ready to get on the Soul Train line. You know, hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. No, he's trying to get, all he cared about is dancing on the star.
Hey. That's fire.
I ain't never seen no brother do that, man. Come on here now.
Oh, that was
Come on
pretty
here.
good.
That is great.
That was pretty good.
Hands on your knees.
All right, I
Hands
got
on your knees.
Jason Garrett.
Everybody clap their hands.
I got Jason Garrett at a 39. Dumpster
Come on now.
fire.
That low?
Yeah. He's only down 1 point. I had him close earlier, but yeah, he's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I have nothing credible to say. I have Ivy League bias, so I'm going for 55. And Steve Kerr smoked the blunt, and he ain't black. Like, you can get some non-black coaches
All right,
that
the
smoke
internet
blunt.
agrees with me.
Steve Kerr.
52% at dumpster fire. All right, that's it for us. We're out of here.
trying to
Probably
tell
in
you.
trouble. Rate it up. Banana
I
lock
was
it
going
in.
to do it.